Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic on another steamer in the UK. And there's so much news. Let's start with Jovial's Something for Everyone Sudoku Extravaganza. We have reached the closing deadline today. The competition is now closed and we have picked a winner. So sincere congratulations to Valentin Dallarit, or Valentin Dallarit, who was the winner. The answers came in from Valentin on, I think, about the 7th with the correct solution word. And we had an unbelievable 930 Patreons send us the correct answer to the hunt. A 20 Sudoku hunt. Now, I know that Jovial created their puzzles to be genuinely approachable, and they were. And my hat is off to both her as a constructor and to every one of the 930 people. It is an astonishing response. We are blown away and we congratulate you all. Now, what Valentin wins is the amazing Sudoku pillow designed and crocheted by Anita. Thank you so much to her for that. Wonderful. I think that is hands down the best prize we've ever been able to give out. And Anita will be sending it to Valentin in due course. That is fantastic. Now, whatever I say in tomorrow's video, which may have been filmed before this one, perhaps, that competition is now over. Now, what's still going on is the other Patreon competition that was free on Patreon for the Murder Mystery Sudoku Hunt. There will be a piece of merchandise. Again, we'll be drawing a name from the hat. We're not getting quite as many correct answers to that hunt, but it's really only a fraction less approachable. But a very interesting murder mystery hunt, and do be careful if you're sending the answer to obey the entry requirement in the Patreon post. Okay, so that's Patreon. Now, loads going on. Yesterday on the channel, we released Glipperal's How I Set, not Sudoku, but the Airlocks pencil puzzle, and that has been appreciated by a lot of people already. It really deserves a lot more to see it. This is your chance to look into the mind of a genuine genius puzzle constructor. I mean, the puzzle is amazing, and how Glipperal thinks about it and how he sets puzzles is amazing too. Loads of interesting information and tips there, and just the opportunity to watch somebody absolutely brilliant doing what they like doing. I strongly recommend it. Now, tomorrow you can listen to a couple of people who aren't quite so brilliant doing what they like doing, which is chatting about the channel. So we are going to be releasing the 5th episode of our podcast, Simon and myself chatting with Peter C. Hayward, this time about our YouTubing experience and what we know about the algorithm. It's not and do have a listen to that. The podcasts have been fairly popular. This will be the penultimate one, and we'll call a halt to the series at that point and just see what the demand's like after that. Now, what else is going on? Well, Sven's SUDOKU PAD. Now, that is actually the big recent news. You can get to it either on the links under the video or by searching for SUDOKU PAD, all one word, on the App Store, on Amazon, Google Play. You can play our puzzles, and there is a little icon at the top where you can just click and go to the app. It's just $2 or $3. Do give it a try, or the equivalent, and then you can play puzzles in our software, which has been requested for a long time. There are a dozen bonus classic Sudokus from us that you can try on there as well. Oh, what else have we got? Well, we've got all the usual apps and all the usual links to Discord and Patreon on the links in the description field under the video, as well as not just one puzzle today, but 2, because Jessica Shaham, known as Subtitle, due to an error of mine before, has pointed out that 2 different puzzles with great similarities have been sent by her and Dying Flutchman to the Discord server. And these both feature German whispers lines in the shape of a cat face. And they've both been called German whiskers by a brilliant coincidence of thought by 2 constructors who I love. So here are the 2 puzzles. Jessica's rules involve these German whisper lines, along which any two cells that are neighbouring along the lines have to have a difference of at least 5. Now Jessica's also got a thermo, so that has to increase from the bulb to the ends, or in this case from the nose to the ends of the mouth. The two eyes are circles which represent odd digits and normal Sudoku rules. The Dying Flutchman's is much the same with some little killer clues as well. So the diagonals indicated have to add up to the sum given. They can include repeats, I think, along this one only. So those are the two puzzles. You can see how long I took for both by looking at the video length, or you can just flick along to see when I start solving the Flutchman one if you want to. But I'm going to be trying both of these. That may be a recipe for disaster in this video, but since I've done this huge long introduction, I'm going to have to persevere to the end today. Anyway, that's all we have to advertise and mention at the moment. Looking forward to this, so do give them a try. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. And then we can do some regular Sudoku and put 2 in one of those cells and 8 in one of those, but it doesn't get us very far. Ah, look at this cell on the cat's arched eyebrow. Yeah, this is great. This is low. Now, what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is that along a German whispers line, the cells have to alternate in terms of high or low, and I mean higher than 5 or lower than 5. The special quality of 5 is that it cannot appear on a German whispers line because it can't have a difference of 5 with any other Sudoku number. So it's never on the lines. Actually, that's giving me another digit, which I'll put in a moment. But we're thinking about this line. Well, sorry, I'm going to mention then that if 5 can't be on the line, you can have one number below 5, but that always has to be next to a number that's above 5. So high and low alternate. And I will be hoping to colour highs orange and lows blue. And I know what this one is. This is low. And the reason I know that is because it sees 7, 8 and 9 by Sudoku rules. And if it was a 6, it would need a 1 in both of those positions and they would clash. So that is a low number. It's 1 or 3. For the same reason it can't be a 6, it can't be a 4 because that would need 9s there. So after 5, 6 and 4 are very important. But what I just noticed a moment ago is that 5 must be in one of those 3 cells because these are all on whisper lines. Now that's going to put it in one of those 2 cells because those are on whisper lines and those 3 see those 3. But in box 6, it's brilliant. Which of these cells can be a 5? Not those because they see 5 in one of those 3 cells, not these because they're on lines, so that's a 5. And in fact, that sorts out 5 on the nose. And then I can fill in 6 and 7 as we come down to the mouth, and 8 and 9. And that's because if we went any higher here and had an 8 here, we would have to put 9s on both those cells. That wouldn't work. So we've got an absolute start here in a manner I did not expect. What I'm going to do is colour like crazy because it may help. It may turn out not to have been necessary, but frankly, it's still a price worth paying. Right, these 2 are high because they flank 1 and 3 on the line. That one actually has to be 6 or 9. This could be 6, 7 or 9, but how could this be 3? The only numbers that can be next to 3 on a German whisper line are 8 or 9, and those can't be 8 and 9, so that is in fact a 1, which doesn't help resolve these at all, but it does get that done. Now, this can't be a 4, because they'd both have to be 9s. It also can't be 1, 2, 9 or 7 or 5. It also can't be 3. Well, it can't be 3 because those can't be 8 and 9 because of that. It can't be 6 because those can't be 1s. It is a weird naked single on the cat's eyebrow, and it's 8. These two now have to be 5 away from 8. They can't be 2. They are 1 and 3. And that is a decent start. Now, what do we do next? It would, I mean, I thought we would be identifying the high-low parity of these lines earlier on, but I haven't had to do that yet. On this line, right. Okay, just for a moment, I'm going to use green and purple for high and low, because I don't know yet. No, I'm not. It's going to get confusing if I do that. I think I can work out this row, or I can work out something about it. Yeah, let's use green and purple. So I don't know whether this is high or low, but if that's green, and green is always either low or high and purple the other, they're both purple because they're next to it on a line. That's green, that's purple. Now those purples cannot be high, because then we'd have used all the high ones in this row, including the 6, and yet we must have another high one coming into a pair on a line. So these purples must be low. So purple becomes blue, green becomes orange, doesn't it, for high, and we can fill in the other oranges and the other blues on those lines. And now we've got all 4 blues in this box. So up here we've got 5 and 2 high numbers. Okay, what do I know about this then? Only 1 blue is possible here. That is going to have to be there, because these two are going to be the same because they're both next to that. So orange there, blue in those cells, as long as I've got my alternating right. And now we've got all the German whispered lines coloured for highness and lowness. So can that be 6? Actually, it could be. It could have ones either side of it. Oh, well, that's quite oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Right, hang on a second. Where does 6 go in this row? Well, that is answerable, because if 6 was in this cell, it would need ones on both sides. If 6 was here, both of those would have to be ones, which is, I mean, it's nonsense anyway. If 6 was there, it would need ones on both sides, and therefore 6 has to be here. So that's where the 6 goes. It must be next to a 1. That fixes 3 and 1 at the top. These other 3 are 7, 8, and 9. Not sure about the order. 1's in one of those two. Now, these other low numbers. Where can 4 go? Yes, it's the same deal, really. 4 can't go there or there, because it would need 2 conflicting numbers next to it that can't be 9. So 4 goes there, 9 there. We have a 2-3 pair that I can't immediately disambiguate. Now, we've got, that is also 2 or 3, because it sees a 4 and a 1. So this is 1 in the box. This can't be 4. It can't be 4 because that can't be 9 anymore, and that can't be 9. So this can't be 4. So that's 2 or 3. This is a 4. It's on the end of a line, so it can manage. 9 there. We get a 7, 8 pair. Now, what about this? This can see a 2 and a 3. It can't be a 4 because we can't have a 9 there. So it's a 1. This is 2 or 4. This one on the end of a line, don't know, 2, 3 or 4. But this can't be 6 anymore because that can't be 1. So this is a 9. This is 6 or 8. It can't be 6 because that can't be 1. Now it's an 8. This can't be 4, so that's 2. That's not 2, and that's not resolved. Now, one of these is 7 and has a 2 next to it. This can't be 7 because one of these two numbers must be a 3. So that one's 8. This one's 7. That has to have a 2 next to it. So that becomes 3. And we're getting a lot of this disambiguated now. These two actually I can't fix yet. 9 though is looking up at that, so that's a 6. 7, 1, 6, 9, 4, 5. This is a naked single 8, 2, 3. They can just go in. This must be 1, 9 and 4 in some order because they all appear here. This is 5, 6 and 7, so that's where 8 goes. Oh yes, sorry, I should have spotted that. That 8 was looking at that earlier. Right, so this is 5, 6 and 7. That can't be 7. This can't be 6. Let's colour these blue. Well, we're not really going to need the colouring anymore, but I know some people like it to be finished off. This is the only place for 1 in the final column now. And we're going to have 4 and 7 elsewhere. What should I be looking at next? I don't know. There's lots to look at now. Lots has been kind of freed up by what we've done, so it's just trying to be efficient with the rest. So that is 4 or 9. That is 5 or 9. In fact, that's a 4, 7, 9 triple. This seems to be the only place 5 can go in the row. So that fixes this. 7, 5, 9 in the first column has to be there. 3 and 2 can go in. We get a 4 on the line. This is a 5, 6 pair. That's where 3 goes in the box. We can fill in 4, 1 and 2. That's 9. We've got 5, 6 and 7 still to place in the bottom row. I don't know about that. Let's go back up the top. We can do 4, 2 and 3 in box 1. 4, 5 and 6 in the top row. Well, we know that 4 goes there because it can't go in the other places. That's going to fix the rest of row 2. Come down and get that. That's where 4 goes here, and we're left with a 5, 6 pair. 7 has to be here, and another 5, 6 pair. Look, the cat's eyes are going to do something here. They have to be 3 and 5 because they're both odd, which is lovely. That fixes all our 6 5s. Thank you to the cat's eyes for that. Fixes 6 and 5 here. And this is a nice introduction to German whispers, I think. I wonder if the Dying Flutchman's puzzle will be a little harder. I mean, this wasn't a giveaway, but it's really nice and an example of how German whispers or whiskers logic works. And I think we are done there. So that's good news. Let us go over to the Dying Flutchman's version, and let's get cracking on this as well. So we talked about the rules earlier. Now, can we use the same sorts of logic? Not really, because we got no givens this time. It's a very different kettle of fish. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. How do we start this? Okay, let's go back to that purple and green methodology. Right, this cell sees all of these 3 on whisper lines. Then those are all the same colour. That one will be the other. Now, can we use this row somehow? If these were both purple as well as those... Oh, lovely. None of those could be the extreme digit, by which I mean the 4 or the 6. So, look, let me just put purple in those cells for a moment. It's wrong, but I'll show you why. Now, let's assume that these were the low numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which of them could be 4? Not that one, because it's surrounded by 2 cells in the same box that can't both be 9. Not that one, because it touches all of those 3 cells which see each other and can't all be 9. Same's true over here. So if these were 1, 2, 3, and 4, no one of them could be a 4. And the same works for 6, 7, 8, 9 the other way round. None of them could be 6. So those 2 are not purple. They are green. I have to stress, we don't know what colour green and purple are. I'm sorry, we don't know whether green and purple are high or low yet. But we do know that they have to follow this pattern throughout the bottom of the grid. Oh, look at this 10. Oh, I think this is helpful. Yes. Yes, imagine that purple was low. It won't work in this box because of this 10 diagonal, which there's only one more purple cell to go. So make that as low as you can with a 1. Make the other two cells as low as you possibly can, 5 and 6. And that's already adding up to 12, which breaks the 10 clue. And that will happen if purple is low. So purple is not low. We are going to change purple to orange, which is high. We can now change green to blue, which is low. Same colour scheme as for subtitles puzzle. And does that let us fill in anything in this 10 cage? Sorry, in this 10 clue. And I don't think it does. Oh, well, 2 of these have to be blue. But 5 could be in this diagonal. It could be 1, 4, 5. Or 5 could be here, and this diagonal could be 1, 3, 6 or 1, 2, 7, I suppose. So actually, that's not conclusive. Oh, right, hang on though. We worked out that these numbers can't be 6 or 4, nor can these. Right, that makes this a 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9 sextuple, because 4 and 6 just can't be there. So these 3 cells are 4, 5 and 6, and of course only one of them is odd. The cat's nose here is incredibly helpful. Our first digit is on it. Right, 4 here. Oh, bother. It either goes with... 4 would go with 5 and 1. 6 would go with 3 and 1. Okay, so 1's in those cells with either 3 or 5. Therefore, 1 isn't in those. Don't know if that means anything very helpful to me. Wow, there's so few clues down here. Right, if this is a 4, then 5's in one of those cells with a 1. This must be 6 then, because 6 couldn't appear on one of these lines because it would need a 1 in the same box next to it on the line, and 1's not on the line. So if that's 4, 5, 1, 6 is here, but if that's 6, 3, 1, 5 is here, so that is 6 or 5. That doesn't get anything done at all. Oh, hang on, this diagonal that adds up to 10. Ah, yes, what's the minimum along the line? 7, 1 and 6, because you have to have a high number and a low number next to each other on the line. So 7 is the minimum of those two. This must be 1, 2 or 3 to make up this number to 10. Oh, and this is going to have to be a high and a low as well. 5 could be in any of those cells. That's also in any of those. Oh, if that was a 5, I would then know that that was a 5, but I don't. So that's a pipe dream. Right, what can this diagonal be? We can either have... Right, it's going to have a high digit, so it's either 631 or 721, so it always includes a 1. Ah. I'm interested in what can this eyebrow be here? It's the same as in the other puzzle. It sees both of these cells, so it can't be the extreme 4 or 6. It clearly can't be a 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 or 9. Well, we've just worked out that this diagonal doesn't have 8 or 9 on. So it's 1, 2, 3 or 7. Now, if it was a 3, that's not possible. This would have to be high. The lowest number it could be is 8. That's not going to work. If this was a 2, this would have to be 7. This would have to be 1, but this would have to be 1 as well to be in the same box as a 7 and a 2 and next to a 7. So that can't be 2. And if it was 7, these would be 1 and 2. Oh yeah, that's okay. It can be 7. Can it be 1? Well, that couldn't be 6. Oh, that's brilliant. It can't be 1. I'm sure this is right. If this was 1, that couldn't be 6 because that couldn't be 1 as well. So this one would have to be 7. 1, 7, 2. But what are you going to put there? You can't use 2 or 1 again, and anything else breaks the germ whispers. So that cannot be 1. That is actually a 7. I suppose unsurprisingly high given those 3 lows, but still, this is now a 1-2 pair on the little killer clue. This can be any high digit. This is low, but that has to be 1 or 2 as well because it's next to a 7, and that gives us a pair. Is that going to stop these being low, I wonder? If they were 3 and 4, well, you'd have to have 9 there and 8 or 9 there. Ooh, 9 there. Oh, I think it can work with 6 here and 1's there. Oh, blast. Okay, 7, 1 and 2. Okay, what's this though? It doesn't use 1, 2 or 3, which would use a 7. This is unsurprisingly a 4-6 pair, which gives us a 4-6 pair in the column. This is now high, 8 or 9. It's obviously not 6 anymore. This is 3, 5 or 8. That's 5, 8 or 9. Don't really know up there. Now that's 8 or 9, so one of these is a 6. Oh yes, well of course we've got the 4 highs already, so that's low. 4, 6, so that sorts this 4, that sorts this 6. Now we've got 3 and 1 on that little killer diagonal. This is a 5, that's where 5 has to go. Wow, this is crazy, this puzzle. Oh, that's high, isn't it now? Sorry, I should have removed all the wrong parity, as it were, numbers earlier. 8 or 9, 7, 8 or 9. One of these is a 6. This was what I was pointing out a moment ago. And therefore one of these is a 1, and that isn't. So now I've got a 2, 3 pair in the row, and that is 1. That's a bit weird, but I'll take it. Doesn't resolve these. I think, oh, well, this can't be a 6. Obviously, we've got 7, 8 or 9. In fact, let's keep colouring. Orange there and there, blue in all of these. This is so clever. Oh, 1, 3 pair makes this a 2. That makes this a 3. That's got to be surrounded by 8 and 9. So that becomes 7. And we've got an 8, 9 pair here. Oh, we've got an 8, 9 pair in this column. So these are 6 and 7. They must be next to 1 and 2, respectively. So that's not 3, and that's not 5. So in fact, 3 now is here in box 3. That's 5. Let's colour 3, colour the other half of 8, 9. Now, that's a 4, because it's all that's left in blue. That makes this 9, sorts out 8 there. This is a very clever puzzle again. This, I still don't know, 6 or 8? It could be 6, because that can be 1. This is getting quite restricted. 1, 2, 6 or 8. Can't be 6, because we can't put 1 on both sides. So, could it be 8? What would these two be? They can't, if they were low, they'd be 3 and 4. No, it cannot be 8. So now we know that's low, and now we can colour in all the... We can actually colour in all the remaining German whisper lines. I was just looking at this and going, we can't do that, but we can, because we've got 4 highs in column 8 already. So we've got all our colouring on the whisper lines done. These are from 7, 8 and 9. That, well, I know it's not 1 because of this, but that's not all I need to know. That's 1 or 2 as well. 2, 3, 4, 6. That's where 5 goes in box 9. Sorry if you saw that a while ago. These are all orange. Oh, that's a 1, 2 pair. Right, loads of things that I'm not quite picking up until I bother to look at those specifically. 6, 4 and 7 to go in here. No, we don't know what those are yet. I was going to say we must do, but we don't. Or I don't. Maybe you do. That is 7, 8 or 9. 5's in one of those cells. This one is blue. So 1, 2 and 3 still to place in the column. 1, 2, 3 triple. Oh, so this is a 4, 6 pair. Well, I could have seen that earlier perhaps, but no, hang on, that may not be right. 5, so no, 8 and 9 are still possible. So I'm not going to do anything with that now. What am I missing? Probably something on the German whisper lines. Yes, well, just Sudoku. 1 there is looking up at a 2 here. That doesn't resolve these. This, what C is 1, 9, 7, 2, 6. Can't be an 8 because we can't put a 9 there. That is 1 or 9. No, I've suddenly realised I'd forgotten the little killers, and this still doesn't look very helpful, frankly. Okay, 5 now, can't be in any of those cells, so 5 is in one of those two. And it can't be here, so the only place for 5 in row 2 is now on this bulb. So that below it is high. I am going to keep colouring this time because it does seem to be helping still. Now we've got a 6, 8 pair. Yes, so this is 3, 4 and they're both blue. That's the sort of thing the colouring does. This is blue and not 4, 3 or 2, so I could have got that a while ago. And in fact that fixes this as a 2, that makes this a 7, makes this a 1, this has become a 6. Yeah, there was things to do. This is now 7. That's not. 7's gone from there. This has become 2. That's 1. That's 2. That's 1. Wow, when it starts coming together, it is so beautiful, this. Those can't have a 2 in. That is now a 4, 6 pair, as I wrongly speculated before. 3, 4 or 9 there, not sure what's going on. Oh, these are 3 and 4, that's all that's left in row 2. Oh, where does 5? 5 goes in one of those two cells, so these are all orange. And now this can't be a 9 because all the oranges are used, so that is a 1. This is blue as well, 3 or 4 specifically. That makes this a naked single 9. That fixes this as an 8. Brilliant. I love the way that makes this a 6. 8, that does box 3 completely. These are 7 and 9. I might be missing something to allow me to disambiguate those, in which case apologies. 6, 7, 9, that's a 5, 8 pair. That I know the colour of, but this is a 2, 7 pair and I therefore don't know the colour. Oh, so what's going on? This is 3, 4 and 5. Oh my goodness. So these cat's eyes are vital here as well, because now they can't be 3 or 5 or 1, but they are odd. So they are 7 and 9. And that's going to fix all these other pairs. That is absolutely beautiful. No surprise perhaps when a cat's eye brings illumination, as they do on British roads, but that is so elegant. Let's do the colouring there. Blue for 2, orange for the high numbers. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. So we've got 1, 2, 6 and 8 to place. This can't be 2 or 8, so it's 1 or 6. Ooh, that can't be 5. Actually, we've got a 3, 4 pair in the column. Is that helpful? Stops that being a 4. Maybe 5, 9, 8, 1, 3, 4. No, it's not getting it done there yet. Right, what am I missing? 1, 2. Oh no, that quad is as useful as the proverbial chocolate teapot. That can't be 1. I'm just not picking something up at the moment, sorry. Ah, look, 9 looking down there. Okay, there we go. 8, 9, that's a 9. Yes, that was helpful. 2, 3 or 8 here. That 9 is looking at the cat's eyes, so they're resolved as 7 and 9. That makes that 7, which fixes this triple up here. That can't be 7. Oh, that can't be 7. And that can't be 7, so 7 in this row is here. Now we've got that 3, 4 pair, so this can't be a 3. Now we've, oh, so 9 gets placed here. That's just regular Sudoku. And we've got 5 and 8 either side of it for row 1. Oh, that sort of petered out a bit. Did this do more than I was realizing? 2 and 8 must be there. Okay, I'm missing something again. 5 and 8. Oh, it's a good puzzle though, isn't it? Really interesting. What are the German whisper? Yes, the German whisper line here. 7 has to be next to 2. So that makes that 6. This is another of our blue 3 or 4s. Let's make these ones high as we can. There, right, that 6 is looking directly here at a 1. That fixes 3 and 1. That fixes 4 and 3. That fixes 6 and 4. Those can't have 1. They're a 2, 6, 8 triple. Oh, which I can't solve yet. Something must have come loose. That can't be 2. Let's do the colouring that I have forgotten. 6 is orange there. 9, 6, 1, 7. No, not down the middle column. Okay, I'm still not over the line yet. Am I missing a whisper thing? Oh, no, no, no. Of course, I'm missing this diagonal. Right. 9, 14, 18, 20. These add up to 11. They've got to be a 3, 8 pair. Brilliant. And that should finish me off, I reckon. 3, 4, 4. Yes, 6 and 4 are resolved. That's now a 2. That finishes off these. I got taken to task recently for not colouring before the finish. I don't quite know why, but I'll keep it going as I discover them this time. That is a 4. This is a 2. 3 and 8 there. 5 there. So low in those cells. That's high. Probably missed one cell or miscolored one somewhere, but that is a 3, and that is the finish. And what an excellent puzzle that was. Both, frankly, absolutely class German whiskers puzzles. Really enjoyed that. Thank you so much, as always, for watching the channel, and I really hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.